And a good morning to you. Welcome inside the Bottom Line. Thursday edition here. You'll see that the professor is in the house today.
Indeed.
A little early.
Yeah.
He's on Friday. He and Forrest switched today, and tomorrow Forrest traveling, so he said see if the professor could switch. Not only is he a great writer, radio personality, he's now becoming a great photographer.
Yeah,
for Gaston College, for the Rhinos.
Yeah, just call me King of All Media now. Yeah, I assumed that title now that I've had photographer for the GC Rhinos.
Have you got the big high dollar camera that does it all?
I got a decent working camera.
A decent working camera.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I like to call it.
Okay. Well, the pictures you've been putting up look good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everything's outdoors, but when the sports move indoors, I'm going to have to get me one of those high-priced, low-light, 300 millimeter cameras, and they could run anywhere from $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Wow.
So I'm going to have to save up my pennies.
Either that or it becomes a Gaston College expense.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get the
or at
college.
least get them to split it because you're using the camera for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they either buy it or we can split it or something. That's right.
Richie Hauser, good morning. Glad to have you with us this morning. Let me update you first of all on men's basketball from last night. My Tigers got beat. I watched a little of it. They just got behind and never could catch up, and then just kind of spent by the time they got there, went to overtime, fell by a point. Syracuse defeated Florida State 96-57. Florida State has got to be the biggest hot-cold team I have ever seen. They can win by 20 or lose by 50, and it doesn't matter. It can be in 2 days' time.
I watched that game pretty much in its entirety, and they just didn't bring anything to the table. They didn't come to play.
Yeah.
They were down 62-32. They didn't play any defense. Syracuse got whatever they wanted to do, open look threes to the basket. You're right. You really respect Leonard Hamilton, Gaston College's most famous grad, but boy.
And Highland. Not the Highland School of Technology. He was the last quarterback of the original Highland.
Yeah. And he still holds the Gaston College scoring record in basketball, 50-some points.
Really?
Nobody this season in their first year was able to approach
Sniff that, yeah.
They got into the 30s, but I don't know.
Is his tenure coming to an end at Florida State, or does it matter that much at Florida State?
Well, I don't know.
Been a lot of expectations, but never been able to quite deliver on.
Yeah, well, he's got to the Elite Eight once, didn't he? I mean, he sniffed the promised land, but never been able to get
That's been a while, though.
Yeah.
It's not been recently.
Right. 17-14, Carolina.
And can only put up 57 against the Syracuse zone.
It was very just that's all you can say. They didn't come to play.
And then the second game of the day was Boston College over Wake Forest, 82-77. Wake Forest has been the only bright spot of the ACC besides Duke and Carolina, and Carolina has had its days, and Duke has too, but Wake Forest falling in overtime in the second round. So, but they should make the tournament, right,
well,
Wake?
Some analysts are saying they're going to have a few sleepless nights waiting for Selection Sunday, but they should be in. I mean, 23-8, 9, something like that. I mean, they've had some good wins. I think they're in, but who knows?
Yeah. Stephen, good morning. Milton, good morning. Richie said, what are your thoughts about Bellarmine not getting to the NCAA tournament because they are in that transition period going to D1? That's the rule. That's the way it was when Appalachian, when Charlotte, when they moved up, they could not compete for a conference championship in the conference they were leaving, and they were not yet eligible to go bowling and those type things. Yeah. So I don't see that that's changing.
A lot of conferences have that rule.
Yeah.
Well, I know in the case of Gaston College, the baseball team's undefeated, but since this is their first year, they can't go to postseason, can't do anything.
You got to have at least 1 year.
1 year on your belt.
Okay.
That's unfortunate, but the rules are the rules.
That's right. Reggie said Florida State had all 5 starters get hurt about midseason. However, no excuse for that performance. Doesn't matter if you're on a Division I basketball team, especially in a conference like the ACC. There's no excuse for lack of effort, and I think that's kind of what you saw.
I think so, and they had a lot of those guys back.
Mm-hmm.
for the tournament. Agreed, they were ravaged during the season.
Leonard Hamilton is 70, isn't he?
Oh, it's like
Or plus?
73.
Okay. Richie said his tenure's not coming to an end, and it may not until he's ready to.
So he's ready.
He also said Buddy Boeheim's season came to an end yesterday.
Yeah. Did you see a videotape of the punch?
I did, but I thought he just got a one-game suspension.
Yeah, just one game. But they get unless they beat Duke, his career's over. Unless they get to the NIT with a losing record, I don't know.
But he didn't play last night, correct?
Yeah.
He did play last night.
The infraction happened last night.
I thought it was okay. No. I missed that. Okay.
He's going to miss the next game today against Duke at noon.
I got you. I thought it had happened before then.
No.
I didn't realize
it
that.
It happened against Florida State.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, and then other ACC action. You scroll on down. My Tigers, they got beat by Virginia Tech, 76-75 in overtime. When I tuned in, I had forgotten about it, to be honest, and then caught it as they were coming out of halftime into the second half. They could pull close 6 or 8, but at one time they were down 14, and then I just switched it off because I figured it was over.
But it wasn't. I mean, they made it close.
Yeah.
And this keeps alive Virginia Tech's bubble status.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to have to win another one. They probably need to get to the semifinals to possibly get in.
Does that mean Seth may be coming back if they make the tournament?
Yeah.
Seth may come back and coach them?
Yeah. He's going to move from his current analyst position in the studio.
And Virginia beat Louisville 51-50.
Well, that must have been ugly.
100 points between the two of them. Yeah.
Virginia finally decided, well, we can't shoot threes and be like other teams, so we're just going to go back to our same old half-court offense where we run the shot clock down until 2 seconds to go, then shoot.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's pretty well got Virginia figured out, and they don't make any adjustments.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. Other game of note in the area, Rice ended the season for the Charlotte 49ers, 73-61 in Conference USA tournament. Now, I don't think I have mentioned this before, but the Charlotte 49er women, Coach Kara Consuegra, they won the Conference USA tournament or Conference USA title. 2 divisions. But they had the better overall record or something, I guess. I hate the division stuff in basketball.
Yeah, basketball I do too.
Do not care for it all. Then you had made the comment earlier that UGA got beat by Vandy 86-51, and the leading scorer for Vandy was Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, right.
Now, but wait a minute. Don't get excited yet. Out of that 86, he only had 14.
Ooh.
And he was the high scorer. So they must have done a lot of distribution around to make that happen.
Shall we say balanced scoring?
I guess you would say distributing the ball. Now, here's what you got for today. Of course, the Tar Heels will be on WLON tonight at 8:30 pregame, 9 o'clock tip. Probably get pushed back if everything works the way it should. Michigan and Indiana play today at 11:30. Duke and Syracuse at 12.
What do you look for there, Lanny?
Duke and Syracuse?
Well, I thought it was going to be a good game had Buddy Boeheim been able to play, because Syracuse looked terrific against Florida State. Duke coming off the loss in Coach K's final Cameron appearance. I don't know what to make of that game. Duke blew them out in both regular season meetings.
And I think it happens again today for the simple reason I think I would not have wanted to have been with Coach K since that last loss to Carolina.
Which he said was unacceptable.
Yes. He made that very clear. They may go on a little run. They may make the Elite Eight or maybe even the semis. I don't know. The thing that I find that's so interesting about this, Mike, this is Duke, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is Syracuse, and they're playing in Brooklyn.
That's right.
Tickets are $4. Tell me the last time you could buy an ACC tournament ticket at this round. You're talking quarterfinals.
First round, you could get one for $2, I believe.
$4 for an ACC ticket. That tells you why it doesn't need to be in Barclays, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, those used to scalp for hundreds.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years we went down just to try to find a ticket after
Yeah.
opening day when teams get put out. And they were still, they weren't $4, I can assure you that. This was 10 years ago. So.
Richie agreed the Virginia-Louisville game was ugly.
Oh, yeah.
First game in ACC history since the inception of the three-pointer that there was not a three-pointer made in the game. And that in the Louisville and Virginia game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, and that's not the first time Virginia has failed to scratch from beyond the arc. They only go back 4 games. They didn't make one either. So they can't shoot the three.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's Bennett's philosophy or they don't get shooters or.
Richie doesn't think Tom Crean will be back at UGA next year.
No, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
Mark said, what are the odds of Brittany Grenier serving prison time in Russia or at least being sentenced to prison time due to the current situation over there? I haven't followed the story. I knew she got arrested. She's a WNBA player, but I don't know the background on the story.
It's something to do with residue of hashish oil was found in some pipes or something she had. I'm not sure exactly. Is that me?
I don't know.
Let me get rid of that.
It must be.
Not now.
Okay. I thought it was me because I keep ESPN pulled up, and sometimes it'll start playing videos, and I don't know it.
Might have been me.
That's okay.
Yes, you could be in trouble. I mean, we know what's going on right now. I mean, she is an internationally famous athlete. She was playing in Russia. Everybody else got out. I mean, the women can make more money playing overseas than they do in the WNBA, a lot more.
Really?
So when they're not playing in the WNBA, a lot of these women, well, Russia's just one country, and there are others where they can
I didn't realize women's basketball was that big over in the European area. I knew men's was still pretty big, and a lot of players, you got some players that go over and play and don't go to college.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's players that have come out of there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's a volatile situation, obviously.
All right, Brandon asked this question, and I don't think that's right, Richie. He said, do vaccine requirements affect those able or wanting to go to the tournament in New York? The last story that I read on that had to do with Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie still can't play, but he can go to a game. But he can't play.
I wonder if
because it's a private venue or something. So I'm not sure that's a problem.
How about the fans?
No, I don't think it affects. I don't think it affects it. That's what I was saying. That was what I was saying. Kyrie Irving could go as a fan, sit behind the bench, but he couldn't play,
right? Because
he hasn't been vaccinated. Because it's a different ruling of some sort.
But you don't need a vax card to get in the arena and watch the tournament. Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
And I don't know where the mask thing comes in to play up there either.
I don't either.
That's another one of those things. Brandon says she was detained before the invasion of Ukraine.
That's true.
Tried to take controlled narcotics in Russia's mind for distribution, something to that effect. Anytime you're caught with a controlled substance, the first thing is the intent to distribute. Even if it's a small amount for personal use, they usually make that assumption, and then you have to argue that it was not for distribution but for for private consumption.
She must have got real careless, even if it was just for personal use. You can't do that when you're traveling, whatever you're doing in a foreign country, particularly a country like Russia.
Any of the countries like that.
Any of the countries.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know whether this gets political or not, and how she's going to get out of there, what the legal maneuvers are. Does it involve the embassy, diplomacy? I don't know. Mm-hmm. We've heard horror stories about
absolutely
Americans being detained, and then they go off to the gulags and never hear from them.
Never to be heard from again.
I mean,
that is exactly right. Let me take a time out. We'll be back in a moment with more here on The Bottom Line.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with departments staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. And welcome back. Cold morning this morning. Kind of cool. I think it's about 45 when I came in this morning, and I'm not sure what it is right now. It's not going to go up a whole lot. It's going to be in the 50s.
49 or 50.
Yeah, early the low 50s. Mm-hmm. Kind of wreaking havoc with some spring sports that are getting underway, but that's not unusual for this time of year.
Well, we know March comes in like a lion, right?
And, we haven't had wind except that one day. That's the windiest day that we've had. I've kind of been surprised. Mm-hmm. Now, I think there's a chance of some thunderstorms and that type thing maybe coming in with this mess that's coming in now.
Well, I know some of the coldest sports days I've had is covering high school baseball in March.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Richie said controlled substance better have the prescription label on the bottle, name better match your ID. A lot goes into that. Brandon said it was oil. Oil was inside of a vape canister container.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which doesn't exactly sound like distribution to me, but I don't know.
You got to be careful.
Got to be careful
when you travel. That's just one of those things that you have to make sure you keep in mind. Let's see. The other big story coming out of football yesterday, Carson Wentz to the Commanders.
Is that an upgrade for them? Who did they have? They had the beard last year, right?
They did, but they also had Tyler
Wentz?
No, Heineke.
Heineke, yeah.
It's not Tyler. What is it? Taylor.
Taylor Wentz.
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke, yeah.
And he's really just a backup.
Yeah. Journeyman.
Yeah. But he's not done bad. But the Colts are trading Carson Wentz to the Commanders for a package of draft picks. The Colts will receive the Commanders' third-round pick this year, next year. The third-rounder can become a second-rounder if Wentz plays 70% of their snaps. Teams also swap second-round picks in 22, with the Colts moving up from 47 to 42. That's not a big deal.
No.
Sources told Adam Schefter that Washington will pay the full $28 million due to Wentz for the 22, which includes a $5 million roster bonus coming next week. Commanders offered 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson, but Seattle opted to send him to Denver. Washington quickly moved on and negotiated with the Colts for Wentz. Taylor Heineke went 7-8 as their starter last year, threw for 3,400 yards and 20 touchdowns, 15 picks. Washington owns the NFL's worst total QBR since the 2018 season, and its 71 touchdown passes in that span also ranks 32nd. That's a big reason the team has gone 24-21 in that stretch. Now, the only other thing about it, Washington's defense didn't play real well last year.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be one of the league's best.
That's correct.
Very disappointing.
That's correct. Yeah. So that I don't think that's the only place.
No.
But it's amazing how things started to quickly move once Aaron Rodgers said he was staying in Green Bay. Denver went ahead and found somebody else.
Dominoes started falling all over the league with mega trades.
And when Russell Wilson says, I'm going to Denver, then he came off the board for the Commanders, and so they go look for the next best option, which is Carson Wentz. Now, what does that mean to the Colts?
Yeah, they're suddenly looking for a quarterback. They're going to draft one.
So does that mean, let's see, is Jacoby Brissett still on the – I don't even know who's on the roster.
I don't think
with
Brissett
the Colts
is anymore.
Now, let me give you this one. Let me tell you what Juju told me.
Okay.
We got a chicken sandwich on this because he likes chicken sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
He says that we're looking at a lame duck year for Matt Rule. Nothing will happen. Matt Rule will be gone after a year. Brian Flores will be brought in as the new head coach, and Deshaun Watson will become the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers in 23.
Well,
all of his legal things would be over, but if he sits out 2 years, how good is he really going to be after that?
That's right. That's a long
time not to play.
Yeah, 2 years, not just 1 year.
That's right, yeah. And I don't care if you're working out. I don't care what you're doing. That's not going to be able to.
So Juju's theory is that the 2022 season for the Panthers is a throwaway.
It's a throwaway.
Well, this past season was a throwaway.
Why would you go ahead and make that move?
Yeah.
If you're going to make that move, unless you're waiting to see where the dust settles with Deshaun Watson. Now, here is your starting lineup for your Indianapolis Colts. Sam Ehlinger. Is that an Oklahoma guy?
No,
Texas?
Remember he played 4 years at Texas.
Texas. I knew it was in that general area.
Right.
He is right now considered
number one guy.
The number one guy, and James Morgan. And I have no idea who he is. James Morgan, let's see.
Another faceless journeyman that we've seen before.
There we go. He I'm trying to figure out where he even came from.
Yeah.
Bio, there we go. He played at Texas as well. He was a 6th-round pick in 2021.
Never associated him with playing at Texas. What's Ehlinger in his second year? Played 1 year so far?
No, wait a minute. Ehlinger was a 6th-round pick.
That's right. Okay. makes more sense.
And he is this will be his second year, yes.
No stats to consider, really.
Mm-mm. And James Morgan, I can't find anything. They don't have any. Played at Florida International, 4th-round pick in 2020.
Okay.
So, big kid, 6'4", 230.
Yeah.
But still, you're still looking at a whole lot of different things. Richard said, Washington football team going to WTF. Mark said, just a different quarterback to flush the commode for my once beloved and awesome team. Now in the toilet they have gone. Richie said Chase Young getting hurt and kissing the rest of the season didn't help. That's correct.
That did hurt the defense. Yes.
Mark says need to get Ford Rembert and some of his buddies to buy out Daniel Snyder. I think they could. The league could get Daniel Snyder out if they wanted to. I don't think they want to. I think there's some. As Don Henley puts it, I think there's some dirty laundry up there
that he has on others in power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
There's something going on.
Well, his general manager was all part of that email exchange that led to
previous general manager, right?
Yeah, previous.
Yeah, Mark Mayhew's
that
the
led
one
to
now.
the ouster of the Raiders
John Gruden.
coach, John Gruden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
his brother Jay was a coach there
exactly.
at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't really know where that's going to go. Supposedly, they brought in an independent investigative team. Now we'll see where that goes.
Of course, Gruden is suing the NFL.
That's right.
I don't know where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the way you worked in dirty laundry into that.
You like that?
I love that.
There is dirty laundry there.
Yeah.
I can't play it, but I can say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get in trouble if I play it. This was the other story that broke yesterday.
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is a good one.
This is scandalous.
Yes. A woman, a 25-year-old woman, is suing Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones, alleging that the billionaire paid her mother, hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1996 to conceal that he was the girl's biological father, a secret that the lawsuit says she has carried her entire life. At the age of 1, the girl was bound to secrecy by a confidentiality agreement signed by her mother, according to the lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Jones denied in settlement documents that he was the biological father of the child, but he paid the woman $375,000 in exchange for confidentiality, and had an Arkansas friend and lawyer named Donald Jack set up 2 trusts for the girl linked to her and her mother, keeping Jones' paternity a secret, according to the lawsuit. Oh. A Texas judge ordered the case sealed this week after a motion filed by Jones's lawyer.
Okay, so we won't get any publicity out of it.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. If he was not her father, all he had to do was DNA. He didn't have to pay $375,000. The DNA test isn't that much. DNA clears it up.
Have you not heard of Jerry Springer?
No, not Jerry Springer. You got to go to Maury to get that.
Maury now.
You are the father.
Maury Povich.
Yeah, Maury Povich. Right. You are.
In this day of DNA testing, why? I mean, you determine paternity.
Mm-hmm. Now, the lady's name. There's Electra Davis, who lives in Washington, filed her lawsuit against Jones last Thursday. It says Jones courted her mother, Cynthia Davis Spencer, in 1995 when she worked for American Airlines as a ticket counter in Little Rock. Spencer was estranged from her husband at the time, the lawsuit said. She's lived her secret and fatherless life in fear that if she told anyone who her father was, she and her mother would lose financial support or worse.
Oh, because of the
trust funds that were set up.
Yeah.
But if she
then?
really is his daughter, she's got a whole lot more
than $375.
That's right.
Oh, and a trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jones's spokesperson declined to comment. Nobody is commenting. Davis has asked the court to be recognized as Jones' daughter and to be released from the confidentiality agreement that her mother signed to when she was a baby. Mm-hmm. It's hard to imagine what could be less in the best interest of a child than to enforce agreements that leave a child without a father and which prevent or legally punish a child from even stating who her father is. Lawsuit alleged Jones abandoned and shunned Davis and forced her to live in secrecy after her birth in Little Rock, December 16, 1996. Now, she didn't sign the agreement. No. So how would she be legally bound to the confidentiality thing? And maybe she's made enough money off of it now that she's okay with going public. But
there's some motivation to go public. Mm-hmm. It's usually financial, but I don't know. It'll probably be an out-of-court settlement. And what's she demanding anyway? Just for legal recognition?
I think so. Jones is alleged to have set up two trusts, the hush money payment, hush money terms, $375,000 paid, and to provide through indirect means and with his personal identity hidden, ongoing financial support for both, so long as Cynthia remained silent about the fact that he was the plaintiff's father. Mm-hmm. If Cynthia failed to maintain such silence, the support would end at defendant Jones' discretion, and Cynthia would supposedly be in breach of the deal. Now, I guess it says that she has excelled academically and professionally. She now works as an aide with United States Representative Ronnie Jackson, a Republican from Texas, after working for 14 months in the White House during Trump's presidency. So she's connected politically. Mm-hmm. Now, I guess my question is, would this be anything that the NFL would get involved? I mean, they wouldn't care about this.
I don't see it. It's not nobody committed a felony here. It's not domestic violence. No,
detrimental to the league?
I don't see how it could be.
Okay. Last month, ESPN it reported that the Cowboys paid a $2.4 million confidential settlement with 4 members of the cheerleading squad who accused a now former team executive of voyeurism in their locker room in September of 2015.
Only on the Cowboys.
The cheerleaders accused Richard Dalrymple of using his security key card to enter the back door of their locked dressing room during an event at AT&T Stadium. One of the women alleged she clearly saw Dalrymple standing behind a partial wall with his iPhone extended toward them as they were changing clothes. In a second allegation, a Cowboy fan who was watching a live stream from the team's war room during the draft swore in an affidavit that he saw Dalrymple take upskirt photos of Charlotte Jones Anderson. Now, Dalrymple retired in February, did not respond. But when you start handing out money, got to be a little something there. Or am I missing something?
Yeah. We had the long-running TV show Dallas, but the Cowboys just continue it in the NFL.
Yeah.
Soap opera.
I thought that was a story that needed to be mentioned. Let me take a break. I'll be back in a moment.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with departments staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call Full Rember today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Welcome back. Glad to have you here on a cloudy, not really rainy. We're about 2 inches up on our rainfall for the year. Of course, last fall was really dry.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to get my yard done. Did get it done here about a week or so ago.
Well,
I
got
overseeded,
mine done,
fertilized,
but I had to continually keep the sprinkler on it.
Yeah.
Which then I got my electrical bill in Cherryville. Our electric, sewage, and water is all combined to one. Ouch.
Yeah.
I paid for that too.
Yeah, water's not cheap.
Water is not it is not cheap.
Water's not cheap. Richie said Goodell doesn't do anything to Snyder because of the rear end kissing by Snyder, and I think he's one of those yes men inside the league. And that's the way that works. Mark said, I'm guessing Snyder has the ability to expose some skeletons in the closet. Yeah. Usually when people, I won't mention any names, but I always said that about a former educator that I worked for. I always said the reason he never got fired because he knew too much on people, because he definitely wasn't worth what they were paying him.
Right.
I always said that.
You did say administrator.
Administrator, yes,
okay.
Administrator. Mark said, how the blue heck do you bind a 1-year-old to secrecy? Well, they didn't, but the agreement said if she said anything, they would cut the funding off.
Right.
So she didn't agree to it, but as part of the deal for her to continue to get the money. But if she's working
sounds like she's got a pretty good career.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's nothing to sneeze at, and she's probably done pretty good if she's 25 years old with that trust fund. So you know, and I don't blame her. I'd come out and want more. If that's true, I'd come out and want more.
And
all I'd ask for is a DNA test.
Just that's what we need.
I'll walk away. You just do the DNA, and if you're not, I'll walk away. That's easy to prove.
More money.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah. Milton said, detrimental to the league, Kraft was caught in a brothel by the FBI, and all you hear is crickets. And it was one of the things, Mark, that really bothers me about the legal system is you get caught, but they didn't follow some procedure. It has nothing to do with you got caught, but the way they caught you or something, and I didn't really understand all that.
Is that the thing with Kraft, the way they caught him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that he didn't.
And I don't think they were after him. They were had this place under surveillance.
They were after the place
just because of what they did, and he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but had enough money to get out of it.
Yeah, imagine their surprise. They round up the usual suspects. Whoa, Robert Kraft. Let's see, isn't he? You know,
and like a strip mall. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, strip mall.
Yeah. Let me give you this one, Milton. I'm fighting a battle right now, and you'll like this because you're retired military. I got a relative that's dealing with some health issues, and always used the VA, and wanted him to. They were going to have to line up some treatment somewhere else that was local, and I didn't want to use their urologist for the treatment. I wanted to use our own, and we knew that we would be completely responsible for those costs because this particular provider was not in the VA system, which I'm okay with that. That was completely fine. He's got Medicare. He's got supplements, so we were okay with that.
Yeah.
However, once it was determined that he did need treatment, went through 9.5 weeks of treatment, of radiation treatment, between the hospital and the treatments, well over $100,000. Okay?
Yes.
Now, Medicare and his supplement covered the majority. The VA will not pay because you didn't use our urologist. Now, the provider that did the radiation, the provider that furnished the location, Catawba Valley, are all inside network with VA and accept VA payments, but because it wasn't, the orders weren't written from a doctor inside their network, they said, well, we're not going to pay because it didn't come from our doctor.
I see.
If you go use a provider that's in network, they should pay, period. It shouldn't have to come from anybody else. Mm-hmm. He was diagnosed at VA, but we just wanted to use a different urologist because that was just something we didn't want to deal with. But I say that just like the thing with Kraft, sometimes it's not about whether you broke the law, but how they caught you breaking the law determines whether they can do anything with you, which is sad. Mm-hmm. I guess that's the biggest thing is that's really sad. Are you quickly keeping up with anything on the NBA side? I don't, but the Lakers seem to be crumbling.
Yeah, they're not even going to make the playoffs. They're just collapsing, fracturing all over the place. So I think they lost to Houston last
139 to 130 in overtime.
So I don't even think they're going to be in that top 8.
Well, they've talked about they're probably going to be the play-in
team. Yeah,
in the play-in game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think Brooklyn is probably going to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to be in it.
But you still got the whole Kyrie thing.
The Celtics have been incredibly hot lately, and Tatum is just
and
tearing it
the
up.
Bucks are defending champion.
Bucks are defending champion. Yeah. Well, Phoenix is now the first team to clinch a playoff bid.
Yeah.
They got the best record in the league. They're like 53-13, something like that. I mean, so like 40 games above 500. So they've been the best team. The Golden State had lost 4 or 5 in a row. Of course, Draymond Green had been out of the lineup. I think he's coming back. Mm-hmm. But right now, Phoenix looks really good, and in the West, and you still got the Bucks. They've done well. So what do we got? Another month for the regular season before we get into the playoffs. It lasts the whole summer.
Mm-hmm. Well, deep into June.
So we still got at least 82-game season, right? Mm-hmm. So there's still at least a month left in the regular season,
which is way too much.
Yeah,
way too much. Let me give you this, Jeff. Jeff reminded me of this. the CVCC fishing team, the Red Hawks. I
All
actually
right.
do a little work for them with some of their jerseys and such stuff. They were in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken,
All right.
and they finished second. They finished second in
Awesome.
the tournament and qualified for the Nationals. And this was we had Cody Dalton on Monday night, and I believe it was either 215, 219 boats. And Jeff's son, Cabe, who is my daughter Addison's boyfriend, and we're proud of him, had the largest fish, over a 9-pounder in the tournament.
9-pound bass.
And
I dream about that my whole life.
he has a
Kinda
couple.
close.
He actually has a couple of records that it's a young team, but the largest bass. Their team, I believe that he fished on that is they have the best finish, and there's one more, and it may be the highest weigh-in of a tournament. But congratulations to
Yes.
them. And you know, the thing about it is they're doing great. Their softball team's doing great. Baseball team's doing great. They just the community college sports in all areas are really something
you know,
to give kids an opportunity. It's not a huge scholarship,
No.
if at all, but an opportunity to continue to participate in sports and
Now,
continue their education.
There is significant help with tuition.
Mm-hmm.
Gaston College finally getting in. I mean, we waited so long, and everybody else has already got their established programs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to talk to the people down there and see if we can add bass fishing to our.
I'm surprised that they don't.
We are having beach volleyball this year.
And they could fish out of Wiley, which is
Fish
right there.
out of Wiley,
Yeah.
down the road.
Mhm.
That should
Yeah.
be perfect.
But they finished best ever finish in Major League Fishing, and that is they got points for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year standings.
All right.
But Cabe and Nathan Smith caught 24 pounds 14 ounces to place second out of 219 boats in the MLF Southeastern Conference Tournament at Lake Gunnersville. The highest ever finish for the CVC program. So
Great publicity for them.
Yep. And I think it's great. And it's funny how this works. They don't send the same teams all the time because of school. And because when they go, they're like in Alabama, they're in Kentucky, so they're gone long distances. But that was great. I know you're proud, Jeff. That was a great deal for them to come away, and for the program in its first year up there as well.
Let's face it, one thing that's helped traveling college teams, just like CVCC, and online courses.
Yeah. That makes a
take
big
their
difference
computers
too.
with them.
Yeah. All right, we got to bop out of here just a little bit early. Be back in the morning. Ford Rembert should join me in the morning. We had to switch days. Hope you have a great day. Be safe out there. We'll see you then. Have a good one.